proudly a first-generation immigrant. My story is typical, right? I moved to the U.S. from Mexico when I was 4 years old to be reunited with my mother, who had left to establish herself here just shortly after my second birthday. We were here on visas for a few years, until they expired. Most of what I remember from after 9/11 is my mom constantly warning me about how we couldn't tell people where we were from. We didn't want to get caught. I remember breaking down one day in particular in the 3rd grade. The fear overwhelmed me, and at recess I cried silently in the corner of the playground. I didn't know why I was so afraid, but looking back, I was bearing the weight that so many children and families carry when they're undocumented. We, or undocumented children, must live in a world in which we are constantly being attacked by assuming glares and Trump chanting to build that wall, and the Republican Party constantly attacking the illegals crossing the border. We got lucky though. My mom married my stepdad, a US citizen, and was able to apply for both of our green cards. Green cards expire after 10 years. My time was up the May after my sophomore year of college, and I got to apply for citizenship right around the time Trump was being elected. Fear struck me as it did so many immigrants across the country. At first, everything went smoothly. I took my biometrics and passed. I went in for my oral exam and I passed. I even made a joke to the agent administering my test about the unfortunate length of time presidents get to be in office. Months went by, right? And I still hadn't heard about my citizenship ceremony. There were so many confusing messages. I was told by 2 different agencies in 2 different states that my file had been sent here, or, oh no, actually, just kidding, it was never sent. And, oh, I'm sorry, it was sent, but you missed your appointment. And, oh, you can only request to reschedule your citizenship ceremony. How long is it going to take to resend your file, you ask? However long it takes for someone to remember to do it, I guess. At this point, all of my documents had expired. And when I went in to get a short-term extension on my immigration status, they told me, your status only lasts until December 2018. What happens then? Well, you'll have to reapply for your green card and wait for us to send your file. What the ever-loving fuck? I am not going to deny that I have privilege by getting to apply for citizenship. But when I hear that even documented immigrants who are just trying to travel in the US are being apprehended and asked for their documents, I fear that no one is safe. I fear that I can't vote. I fear that I don't have a voice. I fear that when it comes to immigration rights, I can only speak from a place of privilege, and I'm accused of not understanding when I do. I do understand. I come from that same place. I have and I still live the scary bits. But how can I say all of that without sounding like, me too, I matter too? I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that I did everything right and I still can't get in. I got fucked over by a system that requires you to do things legally, and then they spat in my face and said, we messed up, but it's still your fault. You'll have to pick up the slack and do this whole process again. It's my senior year now, and I'm lost. And there's no one I can talk to about this because no one I know is in my situation. In this in-between, in the middle of a bridge. ND recommended lawyers. They haven't gotten back to me still. I fear no one cares.